Hello everyone, my name is Sean Hendricks, and today what I'm going to talk about is a new trend, well, maybe not new, but certainly one that is increasing rapidly. A trend towards more real-time technology in things like film, TV, and games development. I'm not talking about the real-time as the end goal, but in the actual process of developing a movie or, say, a TV show, something like that. What I'm really talking about is trying to solve a very specific problem that people like directors have been having for years. There was a time back in the old days when pretty much everything you did in, say, a movie happened in camera. So the director could actually look through the lens and know exactly what the shot was going to look like finally on the film right there and make changes and adjustments on the fly. Over the last couple of decades, that has shifted dramatically. Obviously, when you have thousands of effect shots happening in a movie, when you have shots where none of the actors are even together when they're actually videotaping or filming, none of the actors are actually in the same room, the backgrounds don't exist, they're all sitting on blue screens, the monster haven't even been developed yet, all of these things are missing. It's very hard for a director to know what they're going to get. And more specifically, it's very hard for a director to really impart their vision on all the people who are going to touch their idea through the rest of the production process. Now, if you've ever played a game of telephone, you know exactly how bad this can be. You've got this beautiful idea in your head. You're trying to get that onto a screen. Problem is, you've got to first interpret the idea in your head into words that you understand and think other people understand, and then you have to worry about what their understanding was, and onward and onward. And what this in reality often means is a lot of back and forth, a lot of mistaken paths followed, basically things going on, and general frustration in the pipeline. So what's happening now is more and more directors are insisting on some sort of real-time feedback to parts of this pipeline process. Big example going on right now is the Avatar project. All the trailers are out now, and James Cameron is talking very heavily about all the work that went into this, 14 years of preparation, planning to make this movie. It's largely a CG movie with these live-action components, and of course, the instant you get to CG movie now, as a director, how do you maintain control of this process? Well, what he was doing is actually doing a lot of virtual shooting of people in mocap suits acting out the roles with their voice, the whole 9 yards. He was doing that using Motion Builder, which is an Autodesk product, to capture the motion and put it on a screen in real time in an environment so he could really direct the cameras, he could direct the actors. And if you stop to think about it, the beauty was, say you have 5 actors on screen, all of them doing their parts. You can actually decide, I liked everyone's take but the third person, the third actor. So everyone else, go away. We're just going to practice the third actors a few more times to try and get the take I like. And we did 12 takes of actor number 1, and I actually like take 2, so we'll keep that. And then in post, they could actually now take what the director thought were the best pieces of each and put them together. And then once all the actors are finished acting their roles and those are locked down right, then you can take all that data and play it back through Motion Builder and now interactively move the camera around and reposition where the camera should be sitting to shoot the action exactly the way you want to shoot it. So this is really a great way of doing filmmaking. It takes advantage of all that digital technology we've been developing for years, but it now gives the director complete and total control over the entire shot and the ability to actually see it in some sort of frame with an environment so they know what they're going to get. Now, there's a couple examples that I've recently shot over the last year, and there'll be links included with this video. Probably the single coolest thing I've seen this year, though, was going to Jim Henson's. Yes, that's the company behind The Muppets and a number of movies in the 80s that a lot of people remember, if you're from my generation, things like The Dark Crystal. So basically what the Jim Henson Company has done is reinvented themselves, taken all the puppeteering skill they've developed over decades of production expertise, and applied it to a CG pipeline. So now they have a real-time studio where you have a bunch of actors in motion capture suits playing the bodies of the characters. They have a bunch of puppeteers running their Waldo rigs, which run the faces of the characters, and these puppeteers also do the voice. And so two people together build up a character inside of the show. So you can have 5 or 6 characters running simultaneously in real time in this space that's being mocapped. Then you have real camera operators running virtual cameras as they would if they were in a live studio, and they're being directed. And all of this is being shot live while a director can make changes to the script, can see a fortuitous mistake made by an actor and think, I actually like that better, let's use that in this shot. And all of this happens in such a way that everyone is interacting with each other interactively in real time and getting good feedback. And what it means is you get all the dynamism, if that's an actual word I can use, all the dynamism of a real shoot for, say, a sitcom happening in a CG children's cartoon. Probably the best example I could say is they have a shot that they did for a show where the characters were actually playing in a band. So you have drummers and you have guitarists playing and singers, and you can see the footage, which I've got here, of the actors playing the roles, the puppeteers running the Waldo rigs, the director directing the whole thing, and it just has such an energy to it. Honestly, I've never seen people have so much fun doing a CG TV series. And all of this gives the director that immediate feedback and the feeling like they have actual control over their vision. And I think this is going to be probably the single most powerful change for the director for some time to come in in the way production is done, whether it's film, TV, anything. And if you ever watch the show, Sid the Science Kid, I think to me it was very obvious the greater feeling of reality from the acting, not necessarily from the look of the characters, but just from the acting and the presence of the characters and how they interact with each other. It felt more believable because in the real world they actually were talking to each other and acting out something, not each character being done by a different animator or anything like that. So the technology is really impressive. It's come a long way, and it's going to keep going a lot further. And it's going to become a more dominant request from directors, producers, the creative visionaries out there, just so they have more control over the entire pipeline of the movie and the vision that they originally had, and make sure that it comes out the way they were expecting. So that's all I have to say about that at the moment. If you have a chance, check out Sid the Science Kid on TV. Worth checking out. You really get a sense of what I'm talking about. A few other housekeeping items just to let you know. Well, one big one specifically. Coming up very soon, talking about September 10th, we have IBC happening in Amsterdam. We're going to be live streaming that for the entire show. So for all you people in Europe, this is your chance to watch a live stream show in your normal waking hours as opposed to what we would normally have with SIGGRAPH or NAB. So you're going to check out that. We'll have links here on the area so you can check out the stream at any point. And we'll also have on-demand versions of a lot of the footage going up as well. So that's it for my video this time around, and I'll see you guys next time.